JJ the CPA here. A lot of questions related to the PPP forgiveness of the 1.0 in terms of getting the PPP expected, anticipated PPP 2.0. So as it relates to that, of course, there is no real way to know because the law has not been signed. There's not an active bill that is in the works, if you will. We know that there's a HEROES Act back in May. There's been a HEALS Act and a Skinny Bill, and PPP has had some hints of what will come about. And I do feel confident that there'll be another Paycheck Protection Program of some kind. But I feel strongly that PPP 1 has nothing to do with PPP 2. It seems logical, potentially, that you would think that you should get forgiven on PPP 1 so that you can get PPP 2. A couple of things to note, all the way back to May and then throughout the summer, this has been talked about, the Paycheck Protection Program Round 2, and it's never been a part of the discussion. It wasn't a part of any of the bills. The other thing to note is that it really wasn't until about 3 weeks ago, basically in early October or so, that the SBA even was considering PPP loan forgiveness. And when you think of the sheer number of PPP loans that were loaned, there's really no way the SBA is going to be able to get those forgiven. And with a pandemic benefit, if you will, from the government, these circumstances, what'll be required is that you qualify for PPP 2. And I don't think at all, as in 100%, do not think you'll need to have achieved forgiveness on PPP 1. Just no way that SBA would be able to have it done. They've never talked about it. I think to qualify for PPP 2, I've talked about this before, it will be a comparison of your numbers from 2020 to 2019, either a specified period of time or quarter to quarter. So what you can do to be prepared, as I've talked about in the past, is have your financials up to date. Know what you made gross each month all the way back to January 2019, so that when the qualifier is announced as part of the stimulus package, that you'll at least have that ready to go. It would be still based on payroll. Now that we are so late in the year, I don't know that it'll still be based on 2019. Nonetheless, what I'm doing for my clients, in addition to having all the financials up to date and ready to rock, is having the payroll forms all in hand. So first, second, third quarter, Form 941, that is what's filed with the IRS related to payroll, as well as the unemployment forms that you are filing with your state year to date, and then having your payroll information available to you. For the self-employed, there's not a Schedule C yet that could be filed for 2020. If I'm giving my hunch, I think it'll be based on how you've done so far this year compared to the prior year, just like everybody else. So for the self-employed Schedule C filers, same thing applies. You'll need to ensure that you know what you made each month, gross. So get the bank statements out, get your financials caught up, be ready to go. You're going to need to show the bank that. That's my anticipation. All right. So hopefully we'll be talking further about PPP 2. If you're not a subscriber, I suggest that you do click it. I'd love it if you would. And then for those that are subscribers, new subscribers, turn on your notifications. And I try very hard that when I'm putting videos out, that it is following new, good information. And as this unrolls, know this, I'll be staying up all night to try and get my hands around PPP 2. So stay tuned for that. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Love it if you'd subscribe. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. Have a great one.